sweet boy. Mm. Mm. Oh, I love you too. Mm. You're so good. Oh, you're such a good boy. Yes, mommy loves you so much. Oh, my happy puppy. Oh, my happy Henry. Such a good boy. I could do this all day. I do this all day. Don't we, Henry? Oh, you're really just interested in my coffee breath, aren't you? I think so. Anyway, ooh, I'm feeling a strong pull to get started. I'm totally unprepared. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I know I've got the fan clicking in the background, and I live in the Lower West Side, and the traffic noises here are very loud, as well as, you know, all kinds of other things like people screaming and shopping carts going by, and, you know, loud cars and dirt bikes and very loud, very loud sound systems. Ones that take up the entire back of a vehicle. And this is what somebody chose to spend all of their money on, to then blast Puerto Rican music and interrupt my own thoughts. So anyway, I'm bitching, I'm getting distracted. Let me focus. So I'm feeling this strong pull to get started on something I know I can do, should do, and I feel like the universe is screaming at me to get started with, and that is getting back to creating my YouTube channel. And I've been away from this for a very long time. I don't know who's watching this right now, or if any of you know what happened previously, but I was very suicidal for a very long time, and I've gone through hell and back in the last 5 years. I've been in weekly therapy. I've learned so much. I am still learning so much. I'm not even vaguely the person I was last year. So much has happened, and I've changed as a result, and I have so much to share. I have so many thoughts. I have so much energy. I have so many lessons. I'm a very insightful person. I learn from everything, anything and everything. Things people say to me, things I see. Anytime any message from any source is resonating with me, I feel very connected. I should warn you also that I have been smoking weed for the last 4 years. So sometimes I completely lose my train of thought. And please forgive me and be patient with me, because I will lose my train of thought and I will leave you hanging. I may have just left you hanging on that last thought because I got lost. Anyway, so going through a huge transformation in my life right now, and what do I have to offer you? Why do I think you might want to listen to me? Because I'm very honest. I've lost everything. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I am now confident in who I am, and I have outgrown a lot of my insecurities, and doing a channel like this where I intend to be totally transparent and to share my journey with others who may be experiencing the same thing. What are those things? Well, if you've experienced anything regarding suicide from the inside, I hear you. If you are an estranged parent or an estranged grandparent, oh my God, I hear you. It is devastating. If you are someone who desperately wants to learn self-discipline so that I can stop eating smart food popcorn. Oh, no, here it is, look. Serious fucking addiction, people. I can't stop. It's what, 7:45 in the morning, and I'm eating smart food popcorn with my very fattening coffee, and I don't think it's a mistake somehow that I chose, see that traffic noise? It's pretty loud. A pig. on my very bloated cup. It's like symbolizing that you put so much sugar in this shit, Sherry. That's kind of fucking funny. Woo, okay. Way to ignore the obvious signs. That's pretty funny. As I gulp it down like it's going somewhere. If you can relate to overeating, if you have had experiences of body dysmorphia, if you have struggled with an eating disorder, what else? Oh my God, if you've been poor, if you've been ostracized, if you've lost all of your friends, if your family has literally abandoned you and left you alone, if your self-esteem has been in the gutter for most of your life and you're finally trying to heal that inner child and reparent yourself and understand what that means, I hear ya. What else? I mean, there's so much that I can relate to people and share, you know, what I've learned along the way. And I guess my intention is to exemplify what the process actually looks like when you're healing and changing and setting new goals and turning your life around. I should probably talk about my current dilemma that's got me completely off track. I have, you know, a situationship, which started off as friends with benefits 25 fucking years ago. Oh, it's just so devastating to my ego that I'm still fucking dealing with the same exact insecurities that I've been dealing with for 25 years with the same person doing the same fucking shit. It's so stupid. By the way, I smoke so much weed, and so far this morning, I've been up for like, what, 3 hours. I have had 4 cups of coffee. I have smoked maybe 2 entire bowls. I've been watching tarot. I've been watching, anyway, all kinds of shit's been going on. And so, just to let you know why I'm laughing so hard, I'm stoned. And it's the only way I get through life is by either wallowing in devastation or laughing at how fucking absurd and ridiculous everything is. Henry feels like he's not getting attention. He is nudging me with his nose, aren't you? You like to do that, don't you, Henry? Henry. Okay, he's not going to participate. That's okay. Huh? Oh, look away. All right. So, yes, situationship for the last 25 years. I love this person. I do with all of my heart. I love him. I love you. If you're watching, you know I do. It's been a very long road, and unfortunately most of the road has been somewhat unpleasant, sprinkled in with some, you know, really good memories. And so much fun, and so much connection, and so much camaraderie. I really love you. But you're fucking a pain in the ass. And he has kept me on the sidelines all this time. It hasn't been consistent, you know, that I was married in between. It hasn't been consistently 25 years, but, you know, we've been doing this back and forth bullshit for 25 fucking years. And basically, we've never actually been in a relationship. He has always said no. He is an avoidant. You are not emotionally mature or intelligent. I'm sorry, you're not. You're intelligent in so many fucking ways. But emotionally, not so much. You're lost. We're all lost. And dear Lord, I have been lost, and you know that. And anybody who knows me knows that I've spent so much time lost. So if you've ever felt lost, I hear ya. I'm still fucking lost and trying to figure this shit out. But anyway, I did something. I betrayed him 3 years ago. He had come back to town after a breakup and spent a year with me trying to heal his broken heart while I was insanely jealous of him opening up about all this love that he felt for this girl, you know, in Colorado. And anyway, I had made a road trip in 2018. I stopped in Colorado. I visited him. Um, not even within 2 minutes of seeing each other, we were already, already all over each other. Unfortunately, he had a girlfriend at the time that he was living with, and you know, I mean, when you're living together, that's a commitment, and I don't think you should be like fucking other people unless it's stated. And so, he definitely had sex with me. He spent the night. He must have lied to her, given all sorts of excuses about what was going on. And either way, it was disrespectful to her. I mean, it was disrespectful. I shouldn't have done it either. But you know, like if you're watching the girl, you know, I've been doing this with him for so fucking long, and unfortunately, you're just like number 6 or 7 of his past chicks that he's chosen over me. And I know that you're special, but to me, you're just another fucking person that he chose over me. I'm sorry, but it hurts, and that's the perspective I came in with. So anyway, he came back to town after a breakup with her, crying and opening up and being so vulnerable with me. And we played house for a whole year. He was working from home. I lived within walking distance. I should mention that I was 100% on the edge. I had bought the heroin. I was just waiting for an excuse. Just give me any reason, universe, and I am fucking done. That's where I was when he came back into town. And not only did he just come back in town, let's really be clear about this. He had been gone for years. He tells me, oh, you might want to hang in there with this whole suicide thing for just a little bit longer because I'm coming to visit in January. And so all of a sudden I had 3 months tacked on to why I should stick around. And then there was all the anticipation of waiting for him to show up and the arguments about whether or not we should have sex or not because he was afraid I would get too emotionally involved. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, that's what we do. I don't want to do anything else. I like hanging out with you, but dude, hanging out with you and not getting to do that just feels like pain and frustration. I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, of course, as always, within seconds of seeing each other, it was on. And, he was hot and cold the whole time, being evasive. Anytime and listen, I'm an anxious person with attachment style, and I am ridiculous, and I know I am. I am codependent. I am insecure. The reason people are anxious attachment style is because they were not given the love or support they needed when they were kids, and I did not. My childhood was not focused on what was best for me. But whatever. Why was I talking about that? I don't know. Anyway, this whole thing with him. So, I basically showed back up. We had a year of playing house. We had so much fun together. I felt like we got really close. I knew he was leaving and choosing to go to Portland at the end of the year. So I knew we had 1 year together. To me, of course, after all this time, I'm like, all right, I got 1 year to make this happen. It did not happen. He fucking left. Again, by the way, it wasn't the first time he's done this. The time before that, when he moved to Colorado, we had a whole year of hanging out again. I really thought we were going places, although he verbally is always insistent that it's never going anywhere. However, I feel so much love pouring off of him, and I have a pretty good radar. I'm very emotionally attuned to everyone around me, and I know love when I feel it, and I know he loves me, and he has for so fucking long, but he's a coward. He's got no emotional courage. He's very lost. And there's that part of me that totally wants to fix it, which is also a typical sign of anxious attachment style. So anyway, he left. He went to Portland. He broke my heart again. Oh, wait, what I was saying when he went to Colorado. We had a wonderful year, and then 2 weeks before he left, he's like, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm moving across the country to Colorado. I'm like, and you're leaving when? I don't even know for certain that it was 2 months. It might have been, I mean, 2 weeks. It might have been like 1 week. I mean, it was a cowardly amount of time. Like, he pushed it to the last fucking second, and it was painful. And then he bailed, and he left. And I tried to hang in there and still, like, keep lines of communication open, like friends. I had planned to do something when he left, like something to throw myself into, and I had decided that I was going to do the Appalachian Trail. Dear Lord, what a little, you know, distraction that was. I mean, that was nuts, and it did not go well. I think I made it like 30 miles. Anyway, finally, it all built up in the summer after I got home from the Appalachian Trail, and I was like, I cannot stand this. I cannot take this anymore. I love you. You know I love you. I'm willing to do all this work. I feel love coming from you. I know who you are, and that you're not where I'm at, and that you have not done your emotional homework. I spent 5 years doing serious emotional homework. Every week, sometimes bi-weekly when shit got crazy. Anyway, I've done a lot of work on it, and I've outgrown this shit, and I know I have. I've invested so much time, though, and there's so much genuine love. So, if you've ever been in this situation, I fucking hear ya. It's miserable. It's complicated. I got, you know, anyway. So anyway, I burned a bridge with him. I did something that summer that I knew was so bad that he would not forgive me, and that was contacted the girl and told her what happened. Sent her a Facebook message, and I don't know. At the time, I'm thinking, girl code, this dude fucking lied to you straight to your face. I'm sure he's done it to me a fucking billion times. Like, he says he's all in love with you, but he fucking cheated on you with me. Is that love? I do not think so. Let me just say clearly. If you're cheating on someone, you're not in love with them. Like, you're looking for something else. You're not satisfied. That's what you're going out and doing other people. So, no, I don't believe that he was in love with her. I have so many opinions about what went down with them because he told me everything during the year that he was here, but that is not what this video is about. The video is about me trying to figure out how the fuck to let go. So anyway, I did this thing. He cut me out. I deleted everything I had. Everything. I deleted everything. There's nothing left to remind me of him. Every picture, every email we've ever, over 25 years, I located anything and everything that I could find and either threw it out or deleted it and tried to evict him from my universe. Which was not easy, and it completely fucking broke my heart. And thankfully, I had a reconnection with my estranged family at that point. My mom, my daughter, my dad, all sorts of people in my life had stopped speaking to me after my suicide attempt 5 years ago. So it was awful. But after he left that summer, or I'm sorry, after he left that winter and the summer, I did the Appalachian Trail, and I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. Again, stoned. Let me get back to it. So, right. He cut me out. It was a really hard struggle. I wound up reconnecting with my mom at that time, and my aunt was moving in with my mom, so there was so much to do, so much they couldn't do that they were willing to pay me to do, so I got completely caught up in taking care of them, and that went on for a year, and then in February of the next year, my mom had a major stroke. so much happened. And that completely took me away from dwelling on this failed relationship for a long time. I was so not thinking about it. Didn't never even occurred to me to consider or think about him during that entire time because there was just so much going on. So, mom died. Now it's July. He's been on my mind. I'm missing him. The chaos of everything that was going on with mom the year before has completely stopped. I mean, cold turkey. As soon as she died, all of a sudden, there was like this silence in my life that's never been there before. And anyone who knows my mother will know what I'm talking about, except for my sister. No, she would understand more. My sister's deaf, so she's never heard my mom. Anyway, so I haven't spoken to him in all this time. Haven't thought about him. Then I'm thinking about him again. I'm missing him. I'm thinking about what happened. I'm longing for companionship. I'm longing for friendship. I'm longing for anybody that still knows me and loves me. And I don't really have, honestly, I have 0 friends right now, except for my neighbor and my therapist. I don't talk to anybody. I have no real friends right now. And that's also, you know, I've lost all sorts of friends in the last few years. 10 years. It's been really hard. Anyway, I've been alone for a long time. I started thinking about him. I was doing something in Zelle, and all of a sudden, I noticed his phone number. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I have been in Zelle 10,000 times in my banking app, it feels like, since I last spoke to him. And I deleted everything except Zelle. So all of a sudden, I've been thinking about him. I've been talking about him in my therapy. And suddenly, I see his phone number in the Zelle app. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm totally sending him a message. And I did. And I said, please forgive me. And basically, he did. And we, you know, and then all of a sudden, everything was like back on, you know, picking up where we left off. All of a sudden, we're both like, I mean, we have insane chemistry. Insane chemistry. So all that fired up again. And the first thing was, let's see each other. So it was exciting. It was so much fun. It was great. We made a plan. We bought the tickets. I went out to Colorado. I got to see his log cabin. I got to see this part of his dream that he's always had come true. So nice. We played house like we always do. It was lovely. I got to share things with him, or at least I tried to share things with him. He's very, oh my God, he has so many walls, so many boundaries. And like trying to get information out of him is like pulling teeth, one leading question after another, getting the most minimal response in return to a very direct question, which then leads you to have to ask another question to try and clarify what the fuck he's talking about. He told me in passing that he went to go see a therapist, the only one he's ever seen. In the end, she told him she couldn't help him. Because trying to get him to like even tell her why he was there and what he was trying to work on was like pulling teeth. And anyway, his version of it is completely different, of course, and he's very indignant about his position and how she did not anyway, it's just so obvious to me why she decided she couldn't work with him, because I've been trying to do this for 25 fucking years. I hear you, girl. It was great. It was fun. Except that it triggered all sorts of shit and stirred everything back up. And hearing him talk about her again and hearing him pretty much being in the exact same place he was the last time I spoke to her regarding him And even having like fantasies that everything was going to work out. He also, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not my relationship. My relationship is with him. So many things happen. This man disrespects me, and I let it go. For instance, we had been talking about where we were and how things have changed, and I was like, I'm totally hitting that menopause thing where you get the upper belly fat, yay, and that I'm struggling with that right now. And don't you know, the next day he made a comment about, we were talking about who we're attracted to and who we're not attracted to. And he said he doesn't want to look at he'd rather look at a six-pack. Blah. He'd rather look at a six-pack that he doesn't want to look at a barrel. The tickets have been bought. I am about to go there. And he's telling me now that he doesn't want to look at a barrel? Like, what the fuck? Yes, I called him out on it immediately. Of course I did. But I let it slide ultimately because I just wanted to see him and I wanted to feel some connection and I wanted to feel some passion and I wanted some relief. So he triggers all of my, all the bad things I tell about myself. He affirms every one of them. I'm not lovable. I'm not good enough the way that I am. I need to change things about myself in order to be good enough, i.e. I need to lose weight before he will ever love me. I need to be socially presentable in some way for him to, I need to exemplify a level of self-regulation that I have never possessed in order to be with him with regard to my health, my weight, my eating habits, all of that. Well, he's been focused on his physical health for the last 25 years, and he's done a great job of getting healthy and maintaining his health and paying attention to everything regarding his physical well-being. I have been doing the work on emotional shit, figuring out why everything. My whole life has been a fucking nightmare. Just an absolute quagmire of mental health difficulties. If you can relate to having been hospitalized many times, my number is 13 for mental health issues in my whole life. That's a lot, and not everybody does that. So, and not all within those last 5 years, by the way. I mean, over the course of my lifetime. First time I was hospitalized for anything mental health related was 14. And after I got discharged, I got pregnant, like within 3 months. It definitely had an effect on me. Anyway, so I stir up that whole pot again. I feel very inadequate. I feel very unloved. I feel very unwanted. In the aftermath, at the time, I felt so supported, so connected, you know, as much as I can with somebody who I'm also wondering if he's, you know, while he's pleasuring me, that he's being distracted by my barrel belly. Isn't that great? If you know, you know. Anyway, so we attempted this reconciliation. I started feeling immediately insecure and hurt again. I started pushing. What are we? What's going on here? Has anything changed? Are you on board yet? Are you... No. The answer is no. The answer is as hard of a no as it ever fucking was. And I don't know how many times I need to hear a direct no from this person to get the fucking message. He constantly... I mean, this time when I went to visit him and we were having a heart-to-heart, I had been accusing him of being a covert narcissist. Kept on saying he needed to watch this video. We sat down and watched the fucking video, and he was so hurt and so offended by what he was seeing and feeling as a result of watching this video with me, that I broke down and started crying and told him to turn it off, that I don't want to do this to him. I didn't mean to do this to him, to please just, forget it. And that I started crying, saying, I don't want to hurt you. I love you. That's not what I want to do to you. And I didn't realize that it was this painful and that I was hurting you so much. So I'm done with that. I'm sorry. And I have been. I haven't said another fucking word about it since that happened while I was there. And it's been like 6 weeks since I've been there. Anyway. And in response, I said, I love you. And he said, I love you too. I was like, what? Because he's never been so open with an I love you ever. And he basically told me that he had an interaction with a bro that he had been like spending a lot of time with, and that this friend said in response to him, I think saying something funny, was like, I love you. And that he in response was like, whoa, what's that? What's this love shit? Like he always does, because he's so like anti opening up and vulnerability and love. Anyway, he's like emotionally stunted with regard to love. And I think it's because he's the eldest of 4 boys, and I think that in the very beginning all of his needs were being met, and then all of a sudden none of them were being met because there were all these other little ones that came after him and took all the attention. And he learned that he had to be taking care of himself and his own needs because his parents weren't able to give as much as they had been originally, and that's why he's an avoidant personality type. This shit happens when we're super young. Anyway, so I'm going all over the place as usual. This shit hurts, and I get distracted inside when I start talking about it because I feel it, and I go off on all these little tangents about pain and things that hurt about this. So anyway, I've been pushing it, like, what are we? He said no. I said, then, we had a phone conversation where he acknowledged that he hadn't read any of the messages that I had sent him the day before. None of them were important enough for him to read in that moment. Or, he didn't feel emotionally stable enough to add my commentary into it. It's probably more accurately what happened, but regardless, I basically pushed it to the point where I said, it's either yes or no. We're either going to do this or we're not. He said, no, we're not going to do it. The question was, are we going to remain friends? I said, does that mean I have to watch you like fall in love with someone else again and choose me over other people? Fuck no. I'm so done doing that to myself. I'm not doing that to myself anymore. Like, I don't want to be your friend and, go through heartbreak while you're, like, exploring love. Fuck you after all this time for choosing someone else for whatever. Although I do understand completely that this is most likely a blessing in disguise. No, it is a blessing in disguise that he is not committed to me because... talk about being dissatisfied and feeling trapped in a box that somebody puts you in. You can't move as fast as you want to move because they're glacial and you're spatial, like, astrophysics speed. In so many ways, this is not a good fit, and this is a blessing in disguise. However, again, I love this person. I've invested a lot of fucking time in him. And the answer was no, so I was like, fuck you, I'm walking away. I don't even think it was more than a couple of days before I was like, I can't do this. I don't feel good cutting someone out of my life like I've been cut out of other people's lives. It's fucking painful. It's serious abandonment shit, and I don't want to do that to him. I don't want to just say, like, I'm going to stop being your friend because you can't love me in return. So then I got back on the hamster wheel of trying to heal, trying to work on this, trying to figure it out, trying to understand his perspective, watching all these videos about avoidant personality types, understanding how I've been coming off as a desperate chaser, like trying to acknowledge that, trying to like listen to advice that I've been getting, where have I been getting the advice? Of course, from my therapist, also from my neighbor occasionally, but mostly from watching these self-help videos about, avoidant attachment, about anxious attachment, about watching tarot readings, understanding that there is an addiction related to this tarot reading, as well as my Smart Food popcorn, also as well as that creamer there on the counter, oy vey, as well as, the weed that I've been smoking daily for 30 some odd years practically. I got a lot of shit I need to work on. And I've been so distracted in all of this healing, this relationship with him, that he's not even reading my messages. We're not on the same page, and he's not doing the fucking work, Sherry. Hello. Like, he said goodbye to me, and I came back in with, oh, but I don't want to abandon you as a friend, so let me see how much harder I can work while you just sit there doing nothing. And I just realized that this little squirrel I've gone off into for the last week or two with trying to figure out how I can be better, again, like how I can be good enough to deserve this with him when he doesn't even want it. Oy. I've wasted a couple of weeks, but I've also learned a lot in these couple of weeks. And I've learned that, no, I can't do this. And no, I don't want to do this with him. No, 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 no. He gives nothing. So he gets nothing. That's the way it should be. He gives nothing, so he gets nothing, Sherry. And that's what I need to learn from this. I don't feel prepared at all to start this channel. That's what I'm getting. My therapist suggested it. It's been something I tried to do in the past. It's something my sister brought up as she's trying to pursue a similar path through Facebook. So today, I really felt the pressure, just make a fucking video. Like, the message that I'm receiving is just make a video, just start, just hit record. Don't worry about your makeup or not having any makeup. Don't worry about, knowing what you're gonna fucking say. Just start. So that's what this is. I just started this morning. There's gonna be a lot of refinement going on. I have no idea, like, what keywords I'm supposed to use or whatever. I don't know about the logarithm or whatever the fuck that's called. Is it the algorithm? Thank you, algorithm. Ugh, so much. I don't know. I don't care about that shit. I'm working on energy right now, and energy is telling me, hit record, start talking. Figure it out later. That's what I've done. So, if you can relate to anything I've just talked about at all, then it is my intention to be transparent going forward as to my progress, my goals, what I achieve, what I fail at, what I'm learning. I don't know if there's any other videos like this out here on YouTube, but whatever. I'm doing this. I'm in my own little vacuum, my own little universe, and I'm doing my own little thing. So, it's the morning, and my intention with these videos is to start being transparent about my goal setting, what I'm working on, sharing that with others who may be trying to achieve the same things, and then honestly, somehow portraying what I've actually done with my day. So my intention today is to chill the fuck out on the popcorn and the sugar, although I've got homemade cinnamon rolls waiting for me in the in the fridge that I made the other day because I was struggling with this whole detachment from him. I actually did the detachment yesterday. I finally said, no, I'm fucking done. I can't do this. Like, sorry to be like so back and forth about this, but I cannot stand waiting on you anymore. I hate it. It's been a week. Fuck this. I'm done. Like, I cannot stand being in the whole waiting box while you try to sort through everything. It drives me insane. I can't stand it. It makes me feel trapped. It makes me feel stuck. I am not trapped. I am not stuck. And as soon as I sent that message yesterday to him saying, never mind, I'm done, I went on a walk and I felt so much freer immediately, like so much relief. So much relief. I do not want to be on that hamster wheel with him anymore. I'm so tired of it. It's time to stop and start working on me and whatever this fucking channel is that I'm gonna be creating, that Tarot has been telling me to create, that my therapist, without me bringing it up, with me just saying like, I really want to travel, but I have no idea how I'm gonna get the vehicle. And she said, I still think people would watch you. I still think you've got a lot to say. I still think you should explore this option of creating some sort of, social media content where I'm just sharing what I'm doing and what I'm going through and being honest about it. So that's what I've chosen to do. Stop with this about him. Leave him to his self, whatever the fuck he does and the pace that he's at. It's okay for me to say, I love you. I so totally care about you. I really, really, really wanted this with you, and I was willing to do so much fucking work on this. But when I'm talking about my own self-worth and what I need to move faster. I need to keep up with myself. I need to not stop my own emotional progress because I'm so distracted by being slow enough and patient enough with you. So, focusing on myself means I need to go for a walk today. I need to eat something substantial, not a cinnamon roll and not smart food popcorn, and beyond and better for me than the 4 cups of hazelnut creamer laden coffee that I already drank this morning. So my goals today: no more cups of coffee. Also, why am I able to drink 4 cups of coffee in the morning and not feel completely sick to my stomach, but not be able to do that later in the afternoon when I'm like, okay, I don't want to eat a candy bar or an entire, homemade cinnamon roll. I should drink something. I'm trying to give up that's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to get rid of my my other addiction, which is to these, I don't know, to Walmart's sweetened sparkling water strawberry flavor, clear American strawberry. I've been so hardcore addicted for like the last 2-3 years again to this shit. This isn't my first time. So I need to let go of that. I've decided that I'm wasting so much fucking money on that every month, and I need to just stop and drink regular water, which I know I'm completely capable of doing, although I don't enjoy. I know I can do it, and it's time to stop this strawberry water shit and get back on tap water, which is fine and free. So, while I have been trying to get used to the fact that I've got 2 cases of water left right now, and I'm almost out, and I do not intend to buy more, I have been overcompensating with that, upcoming loss. To me, it feels like a loss. It's just some water, but, it's full of, I used to call it aspartame until I realized it was aspartame or whatever. that it's not good for me. It's a waste of my resources, which is not money, but actually food stamps, and often by the end of the month money, if I have any left to spend on my last few dollars on the stupid water. I like use these external things to feel satisfied emotionally. Like if I just have my water, I can get through this. Or if I just have a bowl, I can get through this. Or if I just have my coffee creamer or my Smart Food popcorn or those cinnamon rolls that I made or some homemade, you know, Auntie Anne's pretzels, I'll be able to get through this thing. No, I don't need any of that. I have me. I'm strong. I can do this. I've got my little wiener dog here. I've got everything I need inside of me. I do not need these things anymore, but I am overcompensating on the sugar and the popcorn while I'm trying to let go of this water. So I'm also trying to be really patient with myself and not like freak out on myself for not giving it up immediately. So I am going to continue to drink my sweetened, artificially sweetened strawberry water until I run out, which will be today or tomorrow. And I've got this bag of popcorn here that I gave in yesterday and I ate, and I'm gonna eat it again today, and I know I will, so I'm not gonna be too hard on myself and create strict goals for myself, even though I know I should, and that there is an inner child within me that needs to be told no. My bank account, my food stamps are gonna tell me that soon enough anyway, so I'm gonna have to deal with it whether I want to or not within a couple days. So I'm choosing for within a couple days because I love this shit. I am addicted and I want it. I want so many things right now. But I'm trying to deal with like balancing what I can actually deal with and what I can't. I'm giving up a whole relationship right now. I'm giving up this water that I love right now. I'm giving up, you know, like binging on shit, like trying to get prepared to lose this popcorn that I love so much. I know these are stupid little things, but to me they're not, and hopefully you understand if you're watching me. So this is my ride. This is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm going to check in later and talk about whether or not I was able to not think about him as much, whether or not I have been able to not have any more coffee today, whether or not I've been able to stay away from the cinnamon rolls in my fridge, whether or not I finish this bag of popcorn and or buy more. Whether or not I go on the walk today, even though it feels like it's a dreary day and it might rain, but knowing that Henry loves it, knowing that I'm committed to being more active because I don't want to wind up like my mom and my aunt, who are completely sedentary, and look how that turned out for mom. So I'm trying to do more, be more, pay attention more, start focusing on my health, start being my own inner parent for the first time in my life, really. Learning how to say no, learning how to use the things that are good for me, like art, like walking, like this channel I'm trying to create, like learning, like I do. Every time I watch a tarot reading, I'm given some sort of guidance that leads me in a new path, you know? So I'm not gonna abandon that entirely either, even though it plays on my ego in a weird way. Like, is this just ridiculous that I'm doing this? But is it ridiculous? No, because I'm learning things from it. And as long as I'm learning from it, it's valuable to me. So I've got all these voices going on in my head that I'm trying to be honest and transparent about. I know I'm not the only one dealing with these things. I know I'm not. Like, do you have a tarot addiction too? Oh, I hear it. Anyway, so I think I need to wind this up because it's been all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing other than just hitting record and going, although I feel like now I've been recording too long, and who's gonna watch me for fucking 50 minutes? Hopefully I learn how to edit. That's another thing about this that I'm terrified about. Starting a channel means I need to learn how to edit videos. I don't know anything about that shit. I'm like almost 50 years old. I don't want to learn about that. But if it means like success with creating a channel, then I'm gonna fucking have to figure it out. So yeah. Anyway, I'm done. That's enough. I'm gonna watch this now and see what the fuck, waste another hour of my life watching what I just did. I don't know, but I feel like I need to in order to know if I should chop this up to edit it or if I should just put it out. I have no idea. So you'll find out when I find out, because it'll either be posted or not posted. So, by the way, today is August 19th, 2024, which it's a full moon tonight. So we'll see. It's like a super full moon, I think, or some shit. I don't know. I'm not into like that kind of stuff. It's on my periphery. Anyway, I'm done. Right, I'm done. I'm